Hello. So today you're going to be working on chapter 4, lesson 5, and in that it's talking about how you're using partial products to multiply two-digit numbers. And so your learning target for this lesson is to use place value and partial products to multiply. You can tell you're doing that by being able to use the place value to tell the value of each digit in a number, and by being able to write the partial products for a, as you can see here, partial products for a multiplication problem, and by being able to add partial products to find the product. So to start off, we have the Explore and Grow. You don't need to do this, but if you want to, you can pause the video right now and go ahead and look at that. Otherwise, I'm going to continue and explain what they're hoping that you see here. So in this Explore and Grow, they're exploring how you can use rectangles to find 24 times 53. So let's take a look at it. Over here, let's see if I can get my pen to work. Hang on. Ooh. Over here. There we go. Over here you can see they're doing 50 times 4. And then they're also doing one that has, sorry, let me erase all of this. They also have 4 times 3 right over here. And 3 times 2, ooh, a little too far, right here. And 20 times 3 and 20 times 50. And so what they're hoping that you do is you'd solve each of those rectangles and then add them all together, and that's how you'd easily be able to find 24 times 53. If you're confused by that, we can talk about it when we see each other next. But moving on. So in this Think and Grow, we're looking at using partial products to multiply two-digit numbers. The example says use place value and partial products to find 27 times 48. First, it has you estimate what 30 times 50 is. So if you know that answer, go ahead and write that down. What do you think the estimate for 30 times 50 is? Then you're going to multiply the tens by the tens. Ooh, too far. See over here. Sorry, very messy. So getting used to my pen. But you can see what they did is they multiplied the 20 times 40. And so you can solve that. What is 20 times 40? And then step 2, they multiply the ones by the tens. So then they do, what is 7 times 40? Then they switch her up. Then they do the multiply the tens by the ones. They do what's 20 times 8 and what's 7 times 8. And then you add all of those products together. So you can see for 20 times 40, ooh golly, where's my pen? There it is. You can see up here for 20 times 40, they got 800. And then for 7 times 40, they got 280. It says right here. And then moving over for the 20 times 8, they got 160. Ooh, still working on this pen. Goodness gracious. They got the 160, and then for 7 times 8, what would you get for 7 times 8? Go ahead and think that through. What is 7 times 8? So 7 times 8 is 56. So now we're going to add all of those together. You got 800 plus 280 plus the 160 plus 56. And that should give you your answer. So for this problem, if you didn't get the answer, go ahead and pause right now. So for this problem, then the answer is 1,296 because you added all those partial products together to get that answer. So let's see if I can write this. If I can find the dot in the right spot. Ooh. So we got 1, 2, 9, 6. That does not look right, I know. I need to figure out how to work this pen in my off time. So then you're checking because the 1,296 is close to your answer, which you got for what's 30 times 50. Do you remember what you did? That would be 1,500 or 1,500. So because it's close to that, the answer is reasonable. So that's basically what you're doing in this whole area, is we're multiplying and then adding all of the little products together. So if you look down here, let's see if I can drag this. There we go. So if you look down here, then we have the show and grow, where you're finding the product and checking whether the answer is reasonable. So let's do number one. Number one is 39 times 15. 39 is close to 40, so I'm going to go ahead and for my estimate, I'm going to instead write 40 times, and 15 is that in between, so I'm just going to go ahead and do times 10. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. Sorry about this. I'm still getting used to my new tools to try and teach. Now that just looks like a cube. So we're trying to find 40 times 10 for your estimate. So 40 times 10 would be 400. So you know that your estimate is at 400. So now we're going to do 39 times 15. So what you're doing first is you're going to multiply the tens place by the tens place. What is 30 times 10? 30 times 10 equals, go ahead and write that down. So 30 times 10 is 300. So make sure you write that down in this area. Oh goodness. Come on. Come on. 30 times 10. And then you're going to go ahead and do the tens, multiply the ones by the tens. So what's 9 times 10? 9 times 10 is 90. Go ahead and put that in the space below it. Then you're going to move to the ones place. What's 30 times 5? 30 times 5. Put that beneath. And then what is 9 times 5? That'd be 45. So then we're going to add all those together. And you should get about 585. I believe if I did that right. So that's how you're going to be doing all of this. If you have any questions, this is multiplication that your parents should also know how to do. It's very similar to the way that we grew up on how to do math, but instead you're going to just break it apart. So it's kind of like you're breaking it apart to bring it back together. So you're taking the tens place, multiplying by 10, multiplying by ones. Then you're taking the ones place, multiplying by the tens, multiplying by the ones. You can kind of see a pattern in that. So then for this week's assignment, or for today's assignment, I should say, you have to do big math ideas online and also look at, finish this page, the 148, and you can also 168, and you can also look at page 169. Otherwise, make sure you finish your big math ideas online for chapter 4, lesson 5, and that's your assignment. If you have any questions, you can email me. Otherwise, I will see you then on Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye.